Good morning to all. I'm Amrita Saktivel. I'm pursuing my PhD in agricultural microbiology at Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, India. Currently, I'm carrying out a part of my PhD work at Florida International University, USA. The talk is about vegetables being the potential source for human pathogens. In specific, I am going to focus about an opportunistic bacterium, Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Pseudomonas aeruginosa is a ubiquitous bacterium that is widely present in multiple ecosystems. They can grow wherever there is moisture content. In human body, this bacterium is known to cause multiple infections in ears, eyes, lungs, urinary tract, and on the skin. World Health Organization has labeled this bacterium as a serious threat pathogen. Interestingly, in the agricultural settings, many researchers have reported this bacterium to promote plant growth. Despite all these reports, there is a clear research gap in analyzing if the plant-associated strains can cause infection in human body in case of exposure. In this study, we have hypothesized that the Pseudomonas aeruginosa strains associated with vegetables have the virulence factors that are critical for human infection. To test this hypothesis, we collected 300 bacterial isolates from vegetable plants grown in different farms of Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, which is located in the southernmost part of India. We screened these isolates using genus and species-specific markers. We confirmed 18 strains to be Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which were from the rhizosphere and endophytic niches of cucumber, tomato, eggplant, and chili. The three strains highlighted in yellow are previously characterized clinical pathogens.
Performing myself, Amy.
Sorry? Can you hear me?
Please continue. Sorry, I'll mute the other participant.
Oh, thank you. The three strains that are highlighted in yellow represent the previously characterized clinical pathogens. These three pathogens were used as positive control throughout the study. A negative control was Enterobacter, which is a bacteria from a different genus, and you can see no amplification in that bacteria. To test the virulence level of the plant-associated Pseudomonas aeruginosa, we quantified the rhamnolipid and phyocyanin. These two are the metabolites used by Pseudomonas aeruginosa to colonize the human epithelial cells. When you look into the level of rhamnolipid in the plant-associated strains, 50% of the strains produce high levels as compared to the clinical strains. In the case of phyocyanin, 5 plant-associated strains had high levels similar to that of the 3 clinical strains. In human body, Pseudomonas aeruginosa has the ability to break down the red blood cells and hydrolyze the membrane lipids and proteins. In our study, when we tested the hemolytic, proteolytic, and lipolytic potential of plant-associated strains, we found that 13 strains were capable of breaking down the red blood cells, and 16 strains had the ability to break down proteins and lipids. Finally, we tested the ability of the plant-associated Pseudomonas strains to cause death in an animal model system. Cineratitis elegans is a well-accepted animal model system to test the pathogenicity of Pseudomonas aeruginosa. When this nematode is fed with E. coli, it stays live and healthy. However, on feeding with pathogenic Pseudomonas aeruginosa, it leads to death of this nematode. This graph represents the percentage of death caused by each of the Pseudomonas aeruginosa strains in this animal model. The 3 blue lines represent the clinical strains. 2 of the clinical strains led to 100% mortality in this nematode, while 1 strain led to 50% death. All these colored lines represent the plant-associated strains, which led to 40% death. Here, we have clustered all the strains of Pseudomonas aeruginosa based on 42 different phenotypic properties. In the interest of time, I'm not going to explain each of these characteristics, but all of these traits are based on their biochemical properties, virulence factors, antagonism against other microorganisms, their ability to cause mortality in C. elegans, and their drug resistance profile. When we created the heat map based on Manhattan distance matrix, we got 3 different clusters for the 21 strains analyzed in this study. Importantly, in cluster C, 9 plant-associated strains co-clustered with the 3 clinical strains. All these strains had very high levels of virulence and were resistant to 80% of antibiotics. So our results show that Pseudomonas aeruginosa strains in agriculture ecosystem have high levels of virulence that are critical for human infection. They are capable of inducing death in C. elegans model system, and they exhibit the drug resistance phenotype. In conclusion, the presence of multi-drug resistant and highly virulent strains of pathogens in association with edible plants is a serious health risk to farm animals, farm workers, and vulnerable consumers. 2 manuscripts were generated out of this work, which are available online in the bioRxiv website. I would like to acknowledge my mentors, Dr. Balachandra from Tamil Nadu Agricultural University and Dr. Kalaimati from Florida International University for their meticulous guidance. I thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor and Dean SPGS of TNAU and the organizers of Dalhousie University for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Finally, I acknowledge the Fulbright Scholarship offered by United States India Education Foundation. Thank you very much.